Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday night All-Star Beauty session. My name's Stephanie Classy. These are the wonderful All-Stars we have here today. And today we are tackling the topic of the 5-minute face. And I have a lot of thoughts on the idea of the 5-minute face, because I generally think that it kind of sets unrealistic expectations. This whole idea of I can definitely put on a full face of makeup in 5 minutes, because I will tell you that 5 minutes goes by really, really quickly, actually. And I've also found that there's so much of what is out there in the world of like beauty education and makeup tutorials. They're fun to watch and it's great entertainment, but it's not always relatable, and it's not always something that everyone can implement, because I love a full glam. I love a full face of makeup, but in reality, that's not what I'm doing most of the time. I do want to take a second to say we do these every single week. We have them on our YouTube channel. So make sure that you subscribe and you follow us, you check out what we have, and then connect with your beauty guide, because we actually have a lot of really great videos that we have that you can access with a dedicated link as well. So what does a 5-minute face mean to me? It means my better, faster, easier beauty routine that if I've got to get ready and get out the door, I know I can sit down, kind of slap it on, and feel empowered and confident and still able to tackle everything I need to in my day. And also something I prioritize is it still has to last. And that's one of my things as a pro artist that has frustrated me around the idea of like the whole 5-minute face. Even if I can put on a good face in 5 minutes, if it's going to be gone in another 5 minutes or an hour, like what's the point? And I don't like compromising my results long-term either. So yes, it will probably take more than 5 minutes, but doing a couple things and prioritizing certain things make a really big difference actually for how long it wears. So some of my 5 tips to the best 5-minute face. First thing is your skin prep. So skin prep is really super important. The condition of your skin is really super important. When our skin is not properly cleansed, when it's not properly exfoliated, when it's not properly hydrated and moisturized, your makeup isn't going to apply great, and it's definitely not going to last nearly as well. And so proper skin prep and a great skincare routine is super essential to being able to execute like a 5-minute face. Because raise your hand if you have ever started doing your makeup and you're trying to put it on and stuff's not blending, or it's feeling patchy, or you get distracted by being able to see like texture. Because that's one thing that will throw me off, is I'll be doing whatever and I'm like, oh, apparently I need to exfoliate. And I think that, well, I know being in this industry for 20 years, people blame the makeup when it's a skin problem, when it's a skincare problem, and when it's a skincare routine issue. And I've seen it literally as long as I've been in this business, where people are like, I'm constantly trying to find the perfect foundation. And they'll buy a new foundation every other week, but they won't invest their time and energy and really money into just a good solid skincare routine that works. So that's tip one is that skin prep. And so while I'm chatting about that, I'm going to pop on just a little bit of oil, and I'm going to press it into my skin. My skin is cleansed, it's exfoliated. So I'm just popping on a little additional oil, and I'm going to pop on my favorite primer. I don't always, especially for a 5-minute routine, I'm not a fan of all primers, but again, if we want something that's going to go on quick and last, a good primer is essential. I love the LimeLife one because it's a double whammy. It gives you your SPF and it's a primer. So it's like 2 birds with 1 stone. And I'm actually going to talk about that in a second too, how that's really powerful. So tip number 2, quality over quantity. Having quality makeup products is going to be everything for the execution of like the 5-minute face, because pigment and blendability enhance your speed and versatility. Something that's more pigmented is you need less to do more. You can use it for more things. And if it's a quality product, it's going to be more blendable and it's going to wear better. Because if you are sitting there struggling to get your foundation or your shadow or blush or whatever it is to blend on the skin, and you're having to work to make your products work, like that's just going to take longer. It just is. It's literally just going to take longer if you're sitting there struggling to get your products to work. Number 3, tip number 3 is stick to the basics. So my basics are coverage, brows, lips, and lashes. The things that, you know, taking down the redness, you know, maybe focusing on discoloration, something that you want to cover, easy coverage, good quality coverage. Brows, like I definitely need to fill in my brows, but even if it's a little bit of product and just little brow gel, that's a high impact step. And then lips and lashes. Now, so much of the time we're out and about, obviously we're in a mask. So maybe it's prioritizing making sure your lips are just really nicely exfoliated and hydrated and protected. I still think it's an important step, even if it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm putting on red lipstick. I do wear red lipstick under my mask, but that's just a personality flaw. But, or bonus, depending on how you look at it. But I still think it's an important step. For multi-use, multitasking products. These are everything. So when I go through, I'm going to show you some of my favorite multitaskers, because if you have one product, say you can use the same product on your lips and cheeks, that's going to save you time and you're not reaching for things and it's already going to match. If you can use the same products maybe on your cheeks and on your eyes, or an eyeshadow that you can also use in your brows. You know, multitasking products really, really speed up the process and they simplify the routine, because we like better, faster, easier. And when you have one thing you can use for a lot of steps in your makeup routine, that's pretty dang easy. And that's going to be super, super fast. And then my 5th tip is pick your feature. Pick and be aware of the thing you just spend more time on. You know, we have the coverage, the brows, the lips, the lashes. But if you know you need a little more time on your brows, you know, say I'm a brow girl, or I cannot function if I do not have mascara, or I'm all about the lips. And so picking that feature, maybe something you want to stand out a little more, or just the part in your routine that takes a little bit more time, and prioritizing that is important. And that is something that I learned as a pro artist working in production. There are times we have to execute a pretty glam look in an incredibly short amount of time. And the number one tip is you just get it, get the makeup on and refine it later. Just get it on and get them on set and then fix it. Or if you know this look needs lashes, you do that first. So if you like, no, I cannot function. I have like literally 5 minutes to get ready. But if I don't have mascara, I don't feel like myself, do that first. Prioritize and really think about what is your, you know, the feature that takes more time and what is the non-negotiable thing. If you're like, if anyone sees me without concealer, it's going to be a problem. Or I'm a red lip girl or whatever it is, you know. I feel like a crazy person if I don't have my brows done, because they're kind of crazy. And even if I just put in brow gel, it actually impacts my confidence. Like I feel way more confident. And that's the ultimate goal with all of this is confidence. Like I feel more confident even when I spend 5 minutes with 5 products to get ready and get out the door. And I have had plenty of times, especially now in quarantine, where I don't know what day of the week it is or where I'm supposed to be. And I had a call that I was supposed to be on with our CEO last week. And Kellyanne is like, where are you? And I'm like, what day is it? I'm like, what am I missing? And I'm in my pajamas looking like this. And I literally had to sit down and slap on a face really, really fast. I had that with a Zoom meeting comes up last minute with a teacher. You know, I'm not saying I have to, but I just feel more confident in those situations when I do just a few things. I really feel more empowered and way more confident. So let's start playing in makeup. Who's ready to play in makeup? And I'm going to show you my non-negotiables, my few things. And then what's going to be really fun is we're going to have some other, these awesome women go through and show, or at least talk about their 5-minute routine. Because what I love is it really is different for everyone based on what's important to you, maybe based on your age or where you live or whatever it is. And especially when it comes to like coverage. So for me, for coverage, I'm talking about like foundation, concealer, powder, those types of things. So for me, something that has made my routine so much easier is this amazing foundation and concealer palette. And on days when I'm getting ready crazy fast, I just use the concealer. The concealer for me, because it's so super pigmented, and this is one of my tricks. I have customers and clients that literally just want a little light level of coverage. They just want concealer. So they just use the concealer and they prioritize where they want to put it on and then maybe just blend it out. So that's again why something that's super versatile is amazing, because I can use this as my concealer and really focus on where I want more coverage. And again, I focus through the center of the face. You know, we don't need to do craziness out here. I have some sun damage on the perimeter of my face. So maybe if I'm really feel like that needs to get covered, cool. But really we carry most of the redness through the center of our face. I focus on here because I really want to make sure I get a little coverage on my under eye circles. And then I just blend from the center of my face outward. And that works for me. And I will, if I'm in a hurry, I literally just use my hands, which is why I love this formulation, because I can just use my hands and then maybe grab a brush. I just washed my brushes. Yay, I remembered. Go me. And I can just take my brush and literally blend it out really, really quickly. And if I need to, I can just, if I wanted to, go back in with a little more. And it's super fast, and I'm using just one product really, really easily. Typically, I'll look in a mirror and not in my tiny face on my camera. So I'm going to take a second, actually. Let's check a mirror to see if I did a terrible job. That's actually one thing that has helped speed up my process so much too. Have good lighting. Be able to see what you're doing. If you can't see what you're doing, it's going to take you longer. So I love my lighted mirror setup. That actually really, really does speed up the process so much when I can just actually see well and get my face on. So then what I'm going to do is, instead of doing like foundation, concealer, powder to set it, I'm just doing, again, like I did, that concealer through the center of the face. And now I'm going to use a powder with a little bit of color to set my makeup and provide a little additional coverage. Remember, I want multitasking. So I'm using, it's like the two birds, one stone. So I'm boosting my coverage maybe through the center of my face, and I'm setting my makeup. And that's why I really do love a pressed powder with a little coverage. And I mean, the coverage for this is so great because I still feel like it looks like skin. It does bump up the coverage and it sets everything super well. And again, really fast. And if I weren't babbling at everybody, it would literally be like bop, 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 slapping it on. And as I'm setting with my powder, I'm just doing a better job too of, you know, distributing that concealer and buffing that in. So next, one of my other, sorry, moving this really quickly, non-negotiable multitasking wonder products are these amazing palettes that hold, it can hold a powder, like a translucent powder, it can hold your blush, it can hold a bronzer, and it's totally customizable. And I love customizable palettes because, again, what's going to speed up your routine more? A big palette that you buy that has a bunch of random stuff in it, and some of it might be for you and some of it might not be for you, or a palette that has exactly what you need, the exact colors for you, exactly what you want. And so there's no, you know, no shenanigans. it's just so smart to have everything that you need in one palette. And so I will take this and I'll take my bronzer just real quick. And yeah, when I'm doing like a 5-minute face, I still will do this, and here's why. And I'm talking like literal 5 minutes. I will take this, and I love a small brush, and I'll do a little shaping on here. And then this is what I'll literally do. Same brush on my eye like this, just for a little quick definition. And remember what I said about pigment and blendability? Bronzers, when they are cheap, are patchy, and they will grab and they will get weird. A quality bronzer is a power product because it's if it's the right shade, and especially a matte, well, matte or shimmer, depending on what you want. But like, I can just do a little quick shape. And then I can just add a little definition here to my eye. And it's a red carpet trick. Red carpet artists all the time love to finish a look with a sweeper bronzer here. And I love the little brushes. If you've seen the tutorial we did on brushes and tools, like this is one of my favorites. This is number 19, and it's such a great brush. So now what I can do, I don't always say use the same brush for lots of things. I did just wash all my brushes. But if I'm in a hurry, sometimes I'll just use what I have in my hand, and then I'll take my blush from that same palette. Remember, I'm multitasking, hit my cheeks with it really quickly, and then do a sweep over the lid. And what's great about that is everything works together. It's like I just, same product for my cheeks, definition and color. Color, just swept over the eye really quickly, because when you are doing any type of coverage, yeah, you're covering maybe some discoloration or different things that you might want to camouflage, but you're also taking away some definition and dimension. And so that's one thing that I really love about a great blush and bronzer palette, is that it's just like seconds of a sweep on the cheeks, sweep on the eye, to just put back in some good color and a little bit of definition. And it makes a really big difference. When I am sitting on a Zoom call and I've done coverage and I have nothing on my cheeks, I feel like a little blob sitting here, and it's distracting, especially when you're sitting on camera and it's face on, because so much of our life right now is this, you know? And I think it is, for me, a non-negotiable step, even with a quick makeup, to just do a little bit to build back in that structure and that definition and a little bit of color. And you can even hit your nose if you want. Live for these, can't live without these personal amazingness. So next for me, like I said, my brows are a shenanigan. It's getting worse as I age, because now they're just falling out even more. I spent like a decade not tweezing my brows and getting them to grow back. And now they're like, sucker, now we're gonna fall out. So that's where we're at. So again, a product that does two things. A tinted brow gel is going to help shape your brow and hold it in place, and also deposit color. I love clear brow gels, but when I'm in a hurry, I always just grab my tinted brow gel. It's super fast to brush it in, and then I can see really how much time I have if I have time to do a little more. But for me, if I know I have absolutely no time, like your girl's not getting the brow she wants today, but at least she's gonna have enough. So I'm not being distracted by my half brow that shows up now, because these are getting so thin that if I don't do something, it looks like I have, well, half eyebrows. So again, this one product is doing a lot of different things, and I can just sweep it through. And this is one of my tips for a quick brow, is brush against the grain and back. If you're sitting here trying to like precisely build in little bits, yeah, on a day where I have more time, that's a great plan. If I'm in a hurry, I'm gonna backstroke my way to excellence with my brow gel. And you just literally take it and you go against the grain this way, and it's gonna catch all the hairs. So if you actually do your sweet little backstroke motion, and then go back through properly and shape, it's so fast to getting your brow on. And then so I mess it up, get my brow on, and then bam, back where it needs to be. And it is so fast. Like, and so much of my brow now shows up that you literally couldn't really see. And then if I have more time, I can go back through and add in a little more. But for me, like, this alone makes a really, really big difference. And one thing that I did recently is I actually bumped up my shade. So I had been using light for my brow pencil and my brow gel, and I realized I was taking more time than I wanted to. And a great time saver is I realized the color was just too light for me, especially now that my hair, I was like, what color brow goes with green? I don't know. But that was a great lesson for me that actually sped up my process significantly. Is I actually took a minute and be like, why is this taking me so long? Like, this should take 5 seconds. I was working too hard trying to get the color to read because I was using too light of a color. So think about those things too. If you're like, why is this taking so long? I was like, oh, I'm a dum-dum and I should use a darker color. And I did. And I was like, oh, I'm a medium? Gasp. I had no idea. This is crazy. Now, lashes for me are also such a non-negotiable now with mask stuff. Pre-COVID, I could rock a bold lip and some bronzer and some brow gel and feel great about myself. But when I have a mask on, and especially with my glasses and no lashes, I just feel a little like not me. So a mascara that works in a few sweeps and will last makes a really big difference. So on days, especially when I don't have a lot of time, I will typically go to my waterproof mascara. I love the buildable fiber mascara, and I love just building this like fluffy, gorgeous lash with that, because that's one thing that I can get distracted on. I could spend so much time just doing my lashes if I wanted to, but when I'm in a hurry, your girl's getting her waterproof mascara and she is getting it on and getting out the door. And I know it's not going to go anywhere. I just feel like this, like, so super fast. And I don't actually worry if I'm popping on my mascara really fast. If I bump myself, I just clean it up. Again, like, that's kind of and I've taught you guys this, the makeup artist trick to the fast winged liner. You just do a terrible winged liner and then you fix it. So for me, when I'm in a hurry, I kind of do that with my mascara. I do terrible fast mascara where I bump myself like crazy to get it on. Then I fix it when I have time. Because if I'm running out the door, maybe I can spend 15 seconds when I stop to look in the mirror and be like, oh, did I do that? My bad. I should fix that. And just pop it on so fast. And it's done. But for me, like, it makes such a big difference. And that's why I love this formula. And if I have, I'll go back through, maybe separate them a little better. But I really feel like this waterproof formulation goes on really fast, really easily, and it's really dark. I am a black mascara girl. And so then if I just feel like it reads so well, then I can just go back in and clean it up. And if you're in a real hurry and you really bump yourself, you just smudge it and you have eyeliner. Now, I know for a lot of people too, one of their non-negotiables is liner. For me, it's not. But again, like, pick what works for you. For me, that's one thing that if I'm in a real hurry, it just goes out the door. And then one of my fave things are, again, one of my favorite multitaskers, these lip and cheek balms. For me, I feel like the pink, the ruby red one, or the ruby red one and the pink grapefruit have more punch to them. And I feel like the melon and the dragon fruit read more sheer. And why I love that is there's something for everyone. But when I'm doing something real fast, I lean into the things that maybe have a little more pigment. And these are awesome too, because you can literally pop it on really, really quickly. And then you can take a little bit and dab it on your cheeks and be ready to go. And there are days when I don't do a blush and I just do these. And remember when I said at the beginning about, yes, we're in a mask, but we still need to take care of our lips. One of the reasons I love these is I have actually the melon lives in my purse. So that's the one that lives in my purse right now, but they're super hydrating. They feel great. But then if I'm in a situation where my mask, I was somewhere and my mask was off and I was like, okay, here we go. Bam, done, you know, really easy. And that for me is my really quick 5-minute face. And I'm not kidding when I say like, I can legit, if I weren't talking, do this in 5 minutes. Concealer all over, powder to set and do a little more coverage. Cheeks, same stuff on cheeks and eyes. Get my brow on real fast, my mascara and my lip balm. And then I will look in a mirror and make sure that I'm not a total shenanigan right now because I can't see that well. So does anyone have any questions on that? And then who would like to share their winning combination for the 5-minute face? My glasses are dirty.
I'll go ahead.
Hi, Marla.
Hi. I don't talk as much as Stephanie does.
And doesn't anyone really?
I say that lovingly.
I think that's a lie.
But is what?
I think
you think it's a lie?
Yeah.
Probably so. And also without my glasses, I can't see you guys at all. I like to use my blender ball when I'm really hurrying. And I just do a quick pat on it. And I have a little bit of spots on my face because I'm older. And so I definitely need and want the foundation. In fact, I'll even dip in a little bit on the concealer and do that really quick. So my, you can probably see all I'm doing is just tap, tap, tapping. And you can also see my eyebrows. They're worse than Stephanie's. And Stephanie, I have to use the pencil because the gel has nothing to stick to. But I also go backwards because I feel like I have more control with where my brow is. And then I love the spoolie on the end to straighten it out and to brush it. Because I do have a few wild brows. I blame my father for that because he had crazy eyebrows that were like all over the place. I need to thicken them up a little bit. Some people can use their left hand for their left brow, but I have never been able to do that. And I'm left eye dominant, so I have to close one eye when I'm working on stuff. Otherwise, I just can't see. Little tricks that we learn about ourselves. I love our eyeliners because they go on so soft with that little brush that's on the tip of them. And then if I have time, I'll hit the waterline. But I like to go right up to the lash on the bottom. I don't really hit very much of the skin on the bottom. I really run it across the lash. And that gives a little bit of line there. Oh my gosh, I'm all over the place. Now my face is clean. I put a serum on it, and I also put a little bit of the midnight oil on it, because my skin is so dry at this age that I cannot put anything on without the oil. I like to set the foundation that I've done with our translucent powder. And then I kind of do circular motions around the eyes with the translucent powder, because I have a lot of wrinkles, a lot of skin around that eye, or both eyes actually. And if I put the translucent powder in the eye or on my skin and kind of push it in there and wiggle it in there, it's going to set it. And then I use the setting spray a couple times. When I do that, it sets it in there so that I can put the powder on, or my color on top of that without it moving all over the place. So I found myself to dry really quick. And I practiced this morning because I knew that we were doing this tonight. And I need some color around my eyes, because with my gray hair and my pale skin, if I don't have some color, then I feel like I'm kind of washed out. And I haven't put any color on my cheeks yet. And I don't really go wild on that. I kind of go moderate there. A little bit of brown. And then on the upper part, I'm opening my eye and I'm looking right there, because my eye is so hooded that I have to see what color is going in there. And if I didn't do that right there, nobody would ever see any of the color that I put on my eyes unless I closed my eyes. And then a little bit of light there to make it look bright. Now I'm really hurrying. I've got to put my mascara on. Kept it warm because it has some. Stephanie, will you tell us about the beautiful oils in this mascara?
That has cottonseed oil in it. And so I love that because it stays soft, it's nourishing. So it's got waxes and oils, and it will actually help your lashes be stronger, and it will help them grow over time, which I think is amazing. And Marla is actually, she's used a ton of items that are in our maze box this month. And tonight is the last night to get the January maze box, but literally so many of the products, the eyeliner, the mascara, the powder, and the setting spray, along with the primer spray, a brush, and a gloss are all in that box. And tonight's the last night to get that box. And it's an incredible maze box.
It is incredible. Okay, so my eyebrows, my eyelashes, they're a must. Even if I'm wearing a mask, I have to have something on my lips or it just doesn't feel good. And then I'm going to do, I hope Kellyanne doesn't do this because I'm copying her. She said, and use that lipstick because it's your superpower. And I thought, oh yeah, it is superpower. And look how that just blended in. Do you guys see it okay?
That looks amazing. That looks so good.
Then a little tiny bit of this. And then I'm going to pop it up there a tiny bit too. I feel that there. Because I've noticed that with our masks on, they're here. So I want this to look sharp. And so I've noticed if I put that just a little C right around there, that I'm very happy with it. So poof, how's that?
Marla, that's amazing. I love that.
Thanks. I think the lighting made me kind of be washed out a little bit. Sorry.
Not at all. I think you look glam and wonderful. I'm so impressed.
Thank you. And then oh, hi, Marlena. Galaxy S9.
All right, who wants to go next? Megan, do you want to go?
Sure. I'm going to turn this way though, unless it screws you guys up, because then I can see my mirror. So I have like 1.5 5-minute faces because I don't always wear glasses. I actually prefer to wear contacts, but I'm not wearing them as much now. So because I have glasses on, I'm going to do my 5-minute face with glasses. So I also start like Stephanie with the clean face and the oil. But like 3 days a week, I'll use the lip scrub because I feel like underneath the mask, that's just something that I've been needing more and more. And so that is part of my routine, but I'm not doing it right now because it's already been done. So I start with generally a fairly bare face, not like hairy bare face, but like no makeup face, because I just don't like having extra stuff on if I'm going to use the mask. But what I do like is you guys can see how dark my eyelids are. I don't like that it looks like I have brown eyeshadow in a bad way. So I tend to put concealer on my eyes to lighten them up to match the rest of my face. Just a little bit. And then I also do a little bit of concealer over, I don't think it matters what age you are, but over all the blemishes, whether they're pimples or whatever. So I just like to spot reduce. I know in fitness we can't do that, but in beauty I can, and I love it. And so I just tend to put a little bit of concealer kind of where I need it and leave the rest of my face fairly bare, and just blend it around. And I love listening to everybody else talk because I'm like, I do that. Ooh, I should try that. Ooh, I like that. Oh, I've never done that. So always fun to learn and see what other people are doing. So for a true 5-minute face for me, I look at it like it's not a full face, which was really interesting, Stephanie, to hear you talk about doing a 5-minute full face, because for me to do a full face, it takes way more than 5 minutes. So I don't even attempt to do a full face in 5 minutes. But I do like to have kind of, my skin all one color. And then just where I put that, I tend to use the biggest brush I own to put my powder over, just to hold it there, especially because of what I love doing when I'm wearing my mask. So I tend to do a little bit of blush because, as Marla said, we show up through, from here where our mask is. And while I'm not going out every day, I go out enough to the grocery store or for a walk that I like having just a little bit of color showing. Okay, so that's pretty much all I do to my face. So I can spend 4.5 minutes on mascara, as Stephanie knows. But that's not what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is when I'm wearing my glasses, if I'm doing a quick face, I love our colored liners. I think the green and the blue are my favorite. And what I love so much is, so I have, I don't know if I can reach it. I have a bunch of different glasses and I tend to put the glasses on depending on how I'm feeling. And I have one so I have green, I have red, I have black. And then I play with the colored liners to have it show through the glasses so that there's some color, but you don't even have to, because they're behind glasses, you don't even have to have it on perfect, but just to have a little bit of extra color, I love. And it doesn't take me as long to put on liner as it does to get my eyeshadow perfect. I as you can tell, you guys can probably see better than me. I'm not putting this on perfect, but it's going on and I'm covering with glasses, so it doesn't even matter. So I put on the colored liner, and then when you put your glasses on, you can see, I don't know if you guys can see with the lights, but you can see the liner through the glasses. So I like the colored liner. And then I also apparently do my makeup totally in different layers because everyone did their brows first and I do my brows last. But I can't go anywhere without mascara. So I then do my mascara, and I didn't realize how blind I was in front of a bright light on my phone. So yeah, I do mascara, and this does usually take me longer than I'll do here because you guys don't need to be bored with how I do my mascara, but it does take me a good while to get my lashes how I like them, which is full and just covered and coated in mascara. And I do the bottom. And I do love our waterproof mascara, especially if I'm gonna go and relax in the hot tub in the evening. It's surprising how well it goes on your lashes. It's not crunchy or crispy like a lot of waterproof mascaras. It's really got a soft feel. But for most days, I wear this because it's easier to take off at night for me. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't go quick with my mascara. I try. All right, so while that dries, and then I kind of go back and forth between the two. I don't know, which one should I do? Should I do color or should I do plain or clear? What do you think? Kellyanne, which one?
I say clear. I love
Okay.
clear.
So I have pretty bushy brows. Like this has nothing, I had no makeup on. This is nothing on my brows, but they are straight and they go down. So if it's not gel, it's hairspray. Anything to keep my brows up and kind of going the same direction instead of being up over here and then down on the side. I just kind of need to gel them. I don't necessarily need the color. See the difference between the two?
It made your whole eye open.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just be honest. That brow, I think, goes up higher than the other one. But either way, it's so interesting when I brush my brows up and I can get them to stay up. Like what a difference that makes. So I have my brows. I have my mascara. I'm going to fix my liner real quick because with the mascara, I can't see it as much, although you guys probably can. I like the color behind the glasses. Okay. And then I love some color on my lips. Again, if I'm going to wear a mask, I tend to do one of the long stay or the enduring colors or the liners, just so that it's not like this wet, muddy lipstick blob underneath the mask. But just a little bit of the lip color. And I need to do this because if I'm putting my makeup on, we have to cover all of our blemishes, which doesn't want to be covered right now. Sometimes they just want to show through. Sometimes, you know, things just want to show when you don't want them to, and you just gotta.
I thought it was a beauty mark.
No, it's not. Do you want to know what it is since we're all women here? It's because I am my great grandmother's granddaughter and I get dark hairs all in random places and I have to pluck them because I don't shave them and I don't, you know, whatever. And sometimes when I can't get one, I just go for it. And then I get like a little scab. And I know I'm not alone. So I'm going to own that I do that. I'm totally owning that on YouTube. Yes, that's what happens because we are our great granddaughter's daughters. And then I use the chapstick. So this is my EOS one, or like no color. I just, you know, like putting a chapstick over my lips. And then I put my glasses back on. And then you can you guys see the green?
It definitely looks like there's a color other than just brown.
So in person, you can see the green behind the glasses. I don't know if the glasses, because of the lights and stuff, it's kind of hard to see. But but it's just kind of fun to wear the liner, one of the bright liners that we have underneath the glasses. And so that's what I tend to do. So there is my 5-minute face.
Yay, I love that. And I love how different they've all been so far. And one thing I love too is that I have seen the different things you each prioritize in your routine. And that's the thing. It's the thing that makes you feel confident, the feature that you want to stand out a bit more. And that's awesome. I love that. Yeah. All right, Kellyanne, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. Okay, sleeves up here. All right, so my go-to, when I'm doing a really quick face, I do like to use this number 6 concealer for contour, because I feel like on top of our foundation, just cream on cream, it seems to blend really, really well and quickly. So I'm just using the heat of my hands here to just kind of hit the, the important spots. And then I like using a big fluffy brush. And I may need to go back like that. I already did my brows, so that, if that tells you anything, yeah, brows are definitely a non-negotiable for me. Because that's like the only thing I did to even get on this Zoom. Okay. All right, so grab some contour. Boy, did I get a little excited there. It's fine, because you know what? Look, you just blend it. That happens to me literally every time when I'm like, I'm going to do something, and then like that. It usually, literally, these are so pigmented, it's ridiculous. But like I said, the cream on the cream, creme de la creme, it just blends perfectly. And I just go like that, and a little bit like that, and go like that, right?
Well, that's another reason why quality matters so much, is because if you can fix kind of an oopsie super quickly because you can blend it out and work it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Okay. So then
did you just put color on the side of your nose?
Yeah. Yeah, that same concealer, I did that because you're my mom. We have the same nose.
What are you saying to me?
We have a beautiful nose.
Got a big schnoz.
Yeah. When we show up, Mom. That's what I'm saying.
We do. We do.
Okay. So I just, had to fix my brows a little bit. And then I'm going to go into this. I love these duo powder brushes, or blush bronzer, translucent, whatever you want. And I'm just going to kind of dab it, because I haven't set with translucent. Usually I set my foundation with translucent powder and then go in with foundation or blush. That way it's not like it doesn't stick to the wrong spots, but under the circumstances, we're in a hurry. Okay, there's my translucent powder. And then I'm also going to just take a quick swishy swash. That's the technical beauty term for it. Like that. Okay. And then mascara. And I do think that, I prefer our regular Perfect mascara on the daily, but when I'm in a hurry, man, this waterproof mascara, it goes on so quickly. It is so dark, and it just grabs hold of your lashes. Whereas I tend to want to build up the regular Perfect mascara, which, I find putting mascara on pretty therapeutic, so I don't mind spending the time on it at all. But if I'm in a yank, this is what I grab. And I just kind of go like this. Okay. See what a difference that made? That's kind of crazy. And then I do love Perfect Balm. There it is. And if I didn't put on blush or if I don't feel like I had enough, I do absolutely love doing a little bit of that. Ta-da!
Love it.
Thank you.
So good. And one of the things that I love about the Perfect Balm too, kind of thinking about what Marla said, how she loves finishing with like the glow drops on her cheeks. Again, like the texture of the balm too will catch the light also because it's creamy. It's like a cream blush. And so it will help catch light too and show off the dimension also, because I think that that was a great tip, Marla. I love having something that will catch the light there additionally.
It really catches it a lot.
Yeah, that looks amazing on you.
And I didn't put any.
I'm gonna put mine on now.
I didn't put any
Contour. No, yeah.
Contour here on my cheek.
Naturally.
But they're really looking like almost dark, aren't they? Shadowy.
Amazing cheekbones. Yes.
I had to put on some glow drops because I was staring at yours and had a feeling of envy.
Yeah.
Felt that. All right. Does anybody else want to share and go for a 5-minute face, or just share a few of their tips or their kind of must-haves for when they're getting ready really quickly? Anybody else? And it is different for anyone, but if anyone wants to share, speak now or forever hold your peace. One thing, and I'm going to have Kelly talk about this because she knows more than I do. We literally just launched new collections, and I am over the moon with our new Brighter Together collections because they are so smart. They're so perfect. They're still really, I mean, they're so customizable, but it's like all of the essentials for the really quick face to the full glam. And Kelly, I'm gonna have you take it away and share briefly about the Brighter Together Foundation, and if you have any details on the collections, because they just launched and I'm still familiarizing myself with them.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Brighter Together Foundation is a foundation that LimeLife started in 2017, and we work directly with PCI, Project Concern International, and their kind of subgroup of women empowered. And we have areas all around the world where purchases of these bundles, these Brighter Together makeup, and they have skincare in them as well now too. These bundles, 10% of the cost you actually save, but then we also take 10% of the cost and we donate it to the Brighter Together Foundation. And the funds go to educating women, entrepreneurs in kind of underdeveloped countries. Like one of the countries that we fund in is Guatemala, and it is booming. And these women have really grabbed hold of this opportunity of having this extra education to be able to be more efficient and successful with their own businesses. And it really has transformed their lives, their families, and their entire community. So I just love the foundation itself. And the bundles that we just got, the brand new ones, they're totally customizable. They come with a canvas makeup zip bag, black. It has the Brighter Together Foundation logo on them. The Simply Pretty collection, I'll just talk about that really quick, and then also the Everyday Amazing. The Simply Pretty collection comes with a balm or lip gloss, a brow pencil or a brow gel, and your choice of mascara. And I mean, and it comes in a really cute free zipper bag, and I love it. And so that is definitely a must-have. And then also the Everyday Amazing collection I love. It comes with your complexion palette, your powder duo, and you can pick whatever shades. It comes with one of those glow drops, and these are actually really, really wonderful. And there's like, this is basically a skincare item, I think, because it has such amazing ingredients. And it comes with a lipstick or an enduring lip color, your choice of mascara, liner, whether it's a pen or a pencil, and then a brow product, gel or pencil. And so all of that, I think that's it. But I mean, that's more than what I put on my face. And I love it so much. And it comes in that cute free bag. So definitely check out the new Brighter Together bundles. Ask your beauty guide about it. And we would love to talk more about that with you if you have any questions.
Here's what's crazy. I literally, like, do not off the top of my head know what is in any of these collections yet. And those 2 collections you went through were literally like covered the bases for what we did. Like that first collection was 3 of those things were what Kelly and I totally used. And then the other collection was so much like straight up what Marla and Megan used. And that, when I even did mine, like I essentially used that powder duo, because remember those duos, you can choose a bronzer, a blush, or that translucent powder and pick whatever one you want. And then that complexion palette, like I'm so over the moon over these collections, because literally it's like you can grab the few things for a 5-minute face, or, you know, do the full glam. And now we have collections that have skincare products in them as well. And like we said, the condition of your skin and your skincare really does a lot for executing an awesome makeup look, whether it be a 5-minute face or wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
So
there's 6 collections total, which is exciting. And they all come with that free canvas zipper bag, which is awesome. And it actually makes it ends up being even more like, I don't know what the word is, but we used to come up with the where everything fit into a little box, and we eliminated that. It still comes in a really beautiful box with a ribbon, but inside that box is your bag full of items. So it's perfect.
That is amazing. This was so great. Thank you all for coming and joining us. And I loved you all sharing your tips and your must-haves for your 5-minute or 7-minute or whatever it is. Like, again, like my thought is it's not about it being 5 minutes. It's about what you prioritize and ways to really get a quick daily routine that you feel like enhances your confidence, because that's really like everything. So thank you so much for coming. Chat with your beauty guide. If you have any questions about anything that we did today, we do this every single Sunday evening. And if you would like to join us, please come back and see us. And we will see you all next week. Next week, we are doing a facial party. So get with your beauty guide if you need some samples, because we are going to have a facial party next week. And it is going to be so great. I hope to see you there.
Yay.
Good night, everyone. And then Janie, you just end the meeting.